Namaste. Welcome to Powerhouse, or sorry, welcome to the Divine Energy Tarot. Ah. Okay, so we got to pick a file today. Can y'all see? Okay, yeah. We got to pick a file today. Card selection number 1, card selection number 2, card selection number 3. Okay, so go ahead and pick your pile. Go ahead and pick your card selection. I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all some meditative moments to go ahead and decide what card selection it is that y'all want to choose from. Go ahead and pick your card selection. Go ahead and just meditate. Allow spirit to just kind of guide you in what card selection that you want to choose, what number it is that you want to choose. There's going to be messages in each card selection, okay? Also going to timestamp all of the card selections as well for us. Okay, so there's that. We're going to start off in card selection number 1. Okay, I'm going to put these two to the side. We have our first card selection number 1, which is Alchemy Choices. Alchemy Choices. Card selection number 1 is Alchemy and Choices. So I feel like right now, this is all about choices. For those of us who pick card number 1, you're going to be like discovering like all about your choices and what they mean to you, how much your choices are truly alchemy, right? When you are making decisions, you're actually being a master magician. You're actually creating, right, through your energy, right? Okay, so let's talk about card number 1 and the messages that card number 1. Those of us who click on card number 1 selection, what is it that we need to hear right now? Those of us who will watch the messages for card number 1, what are the messages here, Holy Spirit? Okay. I see the King of Cups. Yeah, emotional intelligence, because that's what you're gaining right now. I feel like you're gaining a lot of wisdom, through making certain decisions. Okay. Those of us who pick card number 1, what are the messages for those of us who pick card number 1? Let me turn this off because I do. Hold on here. Hold on. It's freezing in here. All right. What are the messages here for those of us that will pick up card number 1, Alchemy Choices, card number 1? Those of us that will click card number 1 messages. I see the Devil, the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So there's something that you feel like you could have lost out on, or there was something that you felt like you might have dodged a bullet with when it came to it. Because I feel like what happened here is you might have stopped doing negative things, making the same decisions, kind of obviously give you the same result. So some of you guys kind of stopped doing the same thing. And once you stop doing that, you started doing something different. And so naturally it created different outcomes for you. And I feel like it makes you look more intelligent, not just to you, but to also people around you. Yeah, so I'm also getting like, negative patterns that were very difficult though for you to like kind of stop, right? You kind of putting a stop to that. I see the 5 of Pentacles like, you realize something very pivotal to do with your choices, that 5 of Pentacles. Tell me more about the 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, 2 of Wands is all about your choices. It's like you stop making bad decisions so they can stop affecting you the same way. I don't want to say bad decisions, but I just want to say decisions that you didn't want to live with. Let's say that, right? Decisions that you knew wouldn't be good for you in the long run, right? Things you knew that just wouldn't be good for the long run. And for those of us who pick card number 2, what else is coming out for those of us who pick card number 2? Yeah, we got out the Sun. I see you like really happy. Yeah, I feel like you're in a space where Things are going really well actually for you. You got Five of Pentacles in reverse, the Sun, so like even money, even like things that you in your material life, right, on earth, right, that you wanted to go well. I feel like those things are now coming together beautifully for you. I feel like there's an opportunity as well here. Is saying, some of you guys, maybe it was a job, maybe it was creating more sustenance for yourself, but maybe you needed to make different choices. Maybe you were still making certain choices that left you stuck with only, left you. I feel like when I see this Five of Pentacles, this is representative of like something you feeling limited or you feeling restricted in your choices, you know? And because of that, you could have felt, like maybe some sort of option or some sort of job opportunity or career or things like that, right? Some sort of money opportunity wasn't, you know what I'm saying, quite yours. It wasn't something you could actually have, right? And then once you realize that it's actually my choices that will give me the result that I desire, good, bad, and different, right? So it's like I'm kind of getting from those that pick card number one, it's like releasing all senses, all sorts of like victimhood and victim mentality that you may have had, like in regards to your situation, releasing that at this time. I'm also picking up like, you know, some sort of elevated position, or some sort of promotion, even for those of us that may be independent entrepreneurs that pick pile number one, a promotion still here because um, with this Page of Pentacles, yeah, this talks of you ending inner conflict so that you can have your desires and the things that you want out of life, and stop being so indecisive. Okay. Your choices, when you make a choice and no longer straddle the fence, it makes it so that you're no longer indecisive. So I feel like those of us that pick card number one, this is all about us becoming less indecisive. Like, I don't know what I want, but now actually knowing exactly what I want, right? Moving out of that energy of indecisiveness. What else is coming up for card number one? Those of us that pick card number one, what are the messages that we need to hear for card number one? Yeah, Two of Pentacles and the Star. I feel like the choices that you make, if you listen, what I'm getting is that if you listen to your heart, if you listen to what's within that inner voice, that you'll have clear resolution moving forward. You'll have clear, sound understanding of what you should be doing moving forward. You know, I feel like you're making better choices because you're now able to actually listen to that inner voice. Maybe in the past that was difficult for those of us that pick card number one. Maybe that was difficult for us to listen to the inner voice because religion teaches us not to listen to the inner voice, right? Religion teaches us to just follow, you know what I'm saying, blindly, right? By faith, right? And it doesn't teach you to really listen to that inner voice, right? And the more that we evolve consciously, right, the more that we start to understand that we have to listen to that inner voice. We have to, right? Because it's connected to the divine. It's connected to the most high, whatever you want to call that, right? Yeah, King of Swords. Thank you, Holy Spirit. All right. Tell me more for those of us that will pick card number one. Card selection number one. Tell me about the messages for card number one. Yeah, I feel like it was in order for us to heal, like it made it really difficult because in the past, for those of us who pick card number one, it's like in the past it was very difficult for you to heal. It was very difficult for you to nurture yourself because in certain aspects it was like you didn't really nurture the inner voice. Like you didn't really respect it. In fact, you know what I'm saying? You was trying to turn that inner voice off, for whatever reason. Maybe it scared you. Maybe you were afraid of it. Maybe you thought it was coming from an evil place. I don't fucking know, right? It could be a multitude of reasons why we don't want to listen to the inner voice. But that is truly you. And that is truly the voice that is connected to you through source, right? From source, right? And I feel like this is helping you to make better choices, going within to listen to that voice and saying, what is that you have to tell me? What is that you have to offer me at this time? How can I make my life better? What are the things that you're trying to show me, right? And once we start to move in that energy, right, it starts to become less of a task for us, but more so um, a process that we can be grateful for and start to honor, right? Being focused on the blessings, being focused on the beautiful things, the positive things versus just the negative things, right? Through our choices, right? And again, it just helps to nurture us, you know what I'm saying, as a whole, right? So I see pile number one, really moving in a positive space because of alchemy. That's truly your choice, right? We all have a choice to make in life, right? And the moment that we go beyond just making choices that affect just us, right? Is the moment that we start to connect to the oneness of the Most High, right? Because we're not just thinking of ourselves, it expands beyond us, right? This concept. So this is making life beautiful for you, actually, and I feel like might be something that you may or may not have known was possible until you kind of engaged and embarked on this journey, right? That's what I'm getting. Tell me more for those of us that will pick card number one. What are the messages for those that will pick card number one? Those who will click messages for card number one. Yeah, I see the Page of Swords too out here. Tell me about the Page of Swords. What is this signifying? Because I feel like what I'm getting with this Page of Swords is like no longer looking at other people to see like if you measure up according to what it is that they have displayed, but more so looking out to see, do I measure up to what I feel within me, right? Page of Swords in reverse. It's like in one aspect it's negative, and then in the total opposite it's positive, right? So this is really good energy for us here, collective. Tell me more as it relates to the Page of Swords. Four of Pentacles, right? Because see, you had to realize like it was you and your thinking and whatever that was encompassed within you that you were holding on to. How do I let these things go so that I can make positive decisions and not be stuck on one decision, right? Because if we constantly making positive decisions, it's like even if I don't make the best decision in one instance, right, it doesn't affect the whole, the overall, right? And kind of coming out of that victimhood, right? Like I was saying, it's removing that victimhood with accountability, right? And it feels much better in that space, because there's nobody magically pulling our strings. There's nobody magically like making us, sprinkling a little um sprinkle on us, making us do anything, right? It's truly us. And once we can begin to understand that it's our choices that keep us in certain patterns in life, right? That's the moment that we can truly make change, right? Knight of Swords. And I feel like, right, it's saying in reverse. It's like it's saying it could have been slow for you, but the moment that you realize how important and how impactful you could become and taking accountability and taking ownership by being grateful and focused, right? Like, what? It was pivotal to your growth, right? And this is truly alchemy. Like, people look for magic, alchemy, right? All of these things to be fairy tale-ish. They look for it to be magical, but like in a Disney way, in a story tell or some shit that doesn't exist type of way. And in all actuality, alchemy is me, you. You know what I'm saying? How I affect you, how you affect me, right? The vibrations of the universe, right? That's all alchemy, right? As we the humans breathe out, the plant takes in, you know what I'm saying, what we're breathing out, right? And that right there is alchemy, right? Everything is magic, everything is alchemy. But through realizing there's choice in it, right? That's where we become, and it's not on some egotistical shit. It's like you become the god of your universe. This has nothing to do with ego. This is truly who you are, right? This is not taking anything away from the Creator, the Most High, to understand who you are. You see what I'm saying? This is only the balance and truly under, because when you don't understand your choices, then you think that something outside of you is controlling you. Therefore, you can't take accountability. But when you can take accountability and become the God of your universe, then you start to make positive change that can affect you as well as others in a positive way, right? AKA creating peace in your environment, right? And that's what we are truly constantly always seeking. You know, those of us that pick card number one, this is a beautiful space to be in, you know. Kudos to us, right? Recognizing your own alchemy, who you are, right? Shay. So this has been a long road coming. This hasn't been easy. Um, but this is also quite impressive, the route that you have taken, because again, this happens because you want something. This isn't because I seen somebody else do it. Like, you have to make the decisions, like you, something, it's no nothing outside of you. And because of your high level of accountability, you understand what I'm saying? You're able to alchemize, right, properly with your choices. You're able to create the desired effects in your life, right? And that's what I think is most fulfilling to all of us. Because it's not fulfilling feeling like, damn, I have to ask for somebody outside of me for everything. And I myself can't create anything, and I myself have no control. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at it like that, that's what makes people stressed out. That's why people are sad. They have religion, they have this, they have that, but they still sad inside. They still yearn for something, right? And that's because they haven't truly unlocked the truths, right? Behind this alchemy, behind this magic, right? And that's what it's all about, you know, this process, this journey. So those of us who pick card number one, I see you really, like, when it comes to the future, like really going far. Some of you guys, I ain't even gonna lie, y'all could be like people that's gonna later on teach other people about, you know, alchemy on some real shit, because the way that you learned it and the way that you've been able to powerfully master something at this time, right? Is what it's speaking of. Can I get one more message as it relates to card number one? Look at that. The magician. Didn't I tell you? Like, you're powerful as shit. Like, it's just who you are. It's just part of your nature, your natural nature, to be the creator. You are the God of your universe. And it takes nothing away from you to acknowledge your God and goddess that is within you. You know what I'm saying? Like, when God created you, God didn't say, I created like a speckle of a person. Of this, like, God created you like in God's likeness, in God's image, right? Like, understand who you are. And like, the less that we blame other people, the more powerful we become in our universe. The less that we give other people our power, the more powerful we become in our universe that we live in and that we create in. You understand what I'm saying? This is going to take a lot of patience from you. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a journey that you're not just on it today. You know, you'll be on this journey your whole life, you know, and it's a beautiful journey. You know, look at it like that. Call life a journey. It's not just life, it's a journey. It's a samba, it's a tango sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, it's beautiful. You know, imagine all of the people who, and they didn't realize how beautiful it was until they was gone, right? Or how many times did we not realize how beautiful life was until it was taken from somebody too short, too early, right? Why do we gotta wait till then, right? And so that's what you're on. That's why I feel like, because of where you are, those of us that pick card number one, you're like a powerful magician that'll teach other people beyond the deception that's been taught about alchemy. You're going to teach other people and be able to give back with what you know. You know what I'm saying? And that's really the lesson. That's really the gold. That's really the legacy. Who did you teach? Who did you help? Who did you reach? Right? That's really the abundance, right? So that's what I'm getting for those of us that pick card number one as it relates to the message of alchemy and choices. All right. And we can go ahead and head into the messages for card number two. All right. For those of us who pick card number two, what is it that we need to know? For those of us that pick card number two. Card number two. Those of us that pick card number two. What are the messages? Okay, so what's card number two? Ooh, Divine Feminine, the Void. So those of us who pick card number two, you have our Divine Feminine, the Void. So this could be like you not feeling. You could be feminine energy, but you could also be something about the void and you no longer feeling a void with your divine feminine energy, but actually feeling a true connection because there's some sort of void that's happened with mankind, this species, right? And divine feminine is here to heal that shit for us, excuse me, to heal that for us, okay? So that we can be whole, so that we can have the most out of life and not be jaded or misled, okay, by patriarchal systems that wish to suppress the divine feminine, okay? And this is just opening us up to creator, primordial energy, right? For those of us who picked card number two, there may have been some sort of absence of that, and maybe needing to connect more deeply to that divine feminine energy that is within all of us, Ashe. And that's beautiful. Okay, let's talk about it. The void. Divine feminine, the void. Okay, yeah. So there's always been this conflict, ever since patriarchy was established, right? This conflict towards the divine feminine and to stump her out, to make the divine feminine energy less than, almost absent, right? Now we know that divine feminine energy is the only energy in which that can create. We know that. So for us to be at such an imbalance at even this day and age, right? 2023, like literally, right? For some of us, because I'm not even going to go there with time. I'm done. Because this whole conversation will go left. Anyways, for the Gregorian sake of this moment, we're gonna say that it's 2023, right? But for us to even be at this point in time where divine feminine energy is being suppressed by anything, patriarchy or anything, right, is something that has been happening for like way too long, right? It's been an imbalance for way too long, right? And so it has to be a balance so that chaos can stop happening, so that life can be peaceful. You know what I'm saying? The divine feminine has to be put back in its rightful place. Just period. And that's not on some I'm superior, you're inferior, this is that, it's that this is beyond that. That goes beyond the spectrum of all of that. This is divine feminine energy. This is primordial sources energy, right? Yeah, the hangman. I'm getting like a lot of It's like a resistance around the divine feminine energy, like the respect that's there for the divine feminine. There's a resistance. Like, I don't want to respect her. I don't want to give her props. Because if I give her her props, then that takes away from everything that I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because it's like those of us that pick our number two, it's like at some point you have to kind of realize like how important the divine feminine energy is, and how, nothing would exist without it. All right. Think of it. There's this man. He's a great architect. There's this man. He's a great businessman. There's this man. He's a great magician. He's a great mechanic, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? Behind every bit of him creating, the only reason why he was able to create was because he tapped into his divine feminine, because that's the energy in which everything is created out of. Your creative spark comes from your divine feminine energy. Just period. This is right. And so for it to be such an imbalance, it's like this is like calling us here that pick card number two to put some respect on the divine feminine energy and to show a lot of love and gratitude for the divine feminine energy. That's been missing, right? That's been missing. So that's going to be a big theme for those of us that pick card number two. And it doesn't have to mean like I'm a woman, I'm a man. That doesn't matter. This message is for all of us, because just because I'm a woman doesn't mean that, and just because I'm a man doesn't mean that I respect the divine feminine, right? But there's that level of respect that needs to be had for the divine feminine primordial energy that hasn't been there, right? And that energy is being put back into place where it needs to be. The whole world like is gonna rumble, shake, you know, for real. Like that's why you see so much natural disasters, so much natural things happening in the world because of the imbalance. You know what I'm saying? And divine feminine, here she is. She's always like, look, I'm gonna give you another opportunity, right? Four cups. I'm gonna give you another opportunity. I'm gonna offer you another chance to reclaim, to reconnect, to honor. Okay. And this could mean even down to, if you look at it, I'm talking on a macro level, divine feminine energy. If you're looking at this from a micro level, this could mean you just putting respect on the feminine energies in your life. Meaning my sister, my brother, or excuse me, my sister, my mother, my grandmother, that female I see in the street, right? Might not be dressed as clothed as how I desire or whatever, but let me put some respect on it. Might not be acting in the example in which, but let me put some respect on it, right? It's that, right? And even when I got a moment to like check a situation and be the masculine and like show them how to respect themselves, do that in a respectful way, because divine masculine also, you know what I'm saying? You understand like the level of respect, you know, for the divine feminine. It created you, right? And so it's like beautiful, you know, putting everything back in its place for the divine feminine, this energy in your life, even on a micro level, right? I feel like, it's been difficult for us, those of us that's getting the messages for card number two. It's like it's been difficult because it's like you had to go out, make money. I have to I have to go out and provide. I have to do all of these things, which start to dabble into this masculine energy, right? And you wonder, where's room for divine feminine? If I should be a balance, where's the room? But you have to create it. You have to create it. That's what the divine feminine energy is emphasizing to us all, right? That pick on number 2 especially, right? Is you create it. You create the room, you create the space to honor the divine feminine energy. You understand what I'm saying? Don't wait. Because the thing is when the divine feminine is happy, you'll be happy. The masculine energy will be happy. They will be in balance. It's yin and yang. This is ancient. It's like, so we have to have that, right? So that you have your desires and not feel conflicted by, I'm getting what I want, but I'm not fulfilling every other aspect of me, or certain aspects of me don't feel fulfilled, right? When you get what it is you desire. So that you can offset that feeling of imbalance by honoring your divine feminine. That's how you offset that. Because sometimes we'll get what we want, and then at the same time it'll be like, but I think I want that. But I think, and that avoids that, because it's like when you're in your divine feminine energy, you're honoring that, right? Just your own divine feminine energy, right? You're able to listen better. You're able to understand better. You see what I'm saying? You're able to attract better exactly the things that you truly desire. You see, you getting a 9 of Cups. This is fulfillment. But am I attracting what I want? Because you can attract anything, right? But is it what I want? And so when you get it, that's the unhappiness. So that's why you have to really listen to the divine feminine energy, because it's nurturing. It's guiding you through feeling things versus just hearing things. Okay, I heard it. Divine feminine invites you in to feel things in life, because sometimes you're going to need to feel a situation, not just look at a situation and just, you know, in your masculine energy, you know what I'm saying? Analyze it. Like sometimes you have to put on that divine feminine, because divine feminine is intuitive. It's almost like a direct instinctual knowing. Okay. And when you mix that in with pure divine masculine energy, you have a powerhouse force, right? So dipping into that void of the divine feminine, right? For those of us that pick card number 2, it's like dipping into that void and saying, I'm going to be the bridge to gap that divine feminine and that divine masculine together and be whole and be complete. Yes, it's that energy, right? That you're kind of going into, right? For those of us that pick card number 2, right? This is a beautiful space, right? This is really nice. This is a really beautiful space. Okay, opening up from that void of, feeling where you felt like, you know, you had to quiet that. Maybe you were masculine and you feel like, divine feminine, yeah, I gotta quiet that down. I can't be letting my boys see that about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be letting the world see that about me. That I'm tapped into this divine feminine energy. Like, no, right? But yes, because in this energy, you can almost like, you can foresee your next moves times 10 and others when you're in your divine feminine energy. So it's imperative to be balanced. It's imperative to not fill a void when it comes to divine feminine energy. Because if there's a void, divine feminine is going to let you know so that you can fix it, so that you can be whole. Because divine feminine wants you to be whole. Okay? And that's just the truth, right? Talk about primordial energy, source energy. You think God made us? We were born complete. With every cell in our body, we was born complete, perfectly made. So you're gonna tell me that God don't want you to have all of your other energies properly aligned and in attunement, huh? Like that's God right there. Your divine feminine is God. Period. And once you can balance that, once you can really respect that and honor that energy, right, everything in your life starts to flow a lot differently and a lot better. Things become easier for you, when we put the divine feminine energy in its proper place. Truly. So let's go ahead and go into the messages for card number 3. Card number 3, Yemaya, resurrection. Okay, so for those of us who pick card number 3, y'all got Yemaya, resurrection. Okay. Sure. 1 second. All right, card number 3. So y'all got Yemaya, resurrection. Okay, so card number 3, y'all gonna be experiencing a beautiful resurrection. Tell me more about card number 3. Those of us that will pick card number 3. What are the messages for those that will pick card number 3? Card number 3. What are the messages for those that will pick card number 3? Card selection number 3. Those that will click the messages for card number 3. Messages for card number 3. Card number 3. Resurrection. Resurrection. Oh, look at that. Resurrection. You got up the Hierophant, your first card. Look at that. So you're definitely breaking down traditions. You're definitely breaking down norms. Things that you have normally been doing, you will not be doing them no more. Okay. You're breaking the traditions. You're breaking the norms, the cycles. Things you've been doing, your family has been doing for years and years and years, you're breaking that to have a different tradition. It may not be too far outside of what you normally practice, but you may be developing your own sort of set of traditions, your own set of, right, Understanding is what I'm getting. And I feel like that's bringing you nothing but pure happiness. You got out the sun. Tell me more, your Holy Spirit, for those that will click card number three. Those who will pick the messages for card number three. Looking at the hangman. Yeah, I told you you're doing something way different. It's like whatever you're doing, this is something that's so different. But why do I feel like the air is still on? I could have sworn I took it off. Hold on. I don't know about that old ass song. Okay. Um, but yeah, like I was saying, it's like you're doing something so different. It's just like not like people in your family, not like anybody that you know. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of even like you can't even really go to other people to you could go to them, but it's like you have to go to like certain people because like not everybody understands the level of resurrection that you're under or you're experiencing at this time, you know. Also, I see like family expansion with family. You know, you could be like, you know, really reaping a lot of abundance when it comes to family, spiritual abundance, because I feel like you're somebody who has been doing a lot of work personally. Okay, you got the chariot energy, and when you see the chariot, that's always like you're doing a lot of work and you're working with spirit. You're letting your spirit guide you, right? No longer feeling like I have to follow anything else, you know, or feeling a void or feeling unfulfilled by other aspects of myself, but I can listen to my spirit, right, and let it guide me, right, properly, right. You got out the Knight of Swords. I feel like things are going beautifully in your life. You got the Three of Swords in reverse to the Five of Swords. If any type of conflict is here trying to arise while you're having this beautiful resurrection, I feel like you can expect that it won't be painful. If there is any conflict, it won't be painful. It won't be something that, you know what I'm saying? Like it's damn, I don't want to deal with this, right? It won't be that. Is what I'm getting. Just period. Because I felt like there was a lot of heartache and pain that you faced very early on in your life to where right now you're not experiencing that right now. I feel like you're really enjoying your life, honestly. I feel like you're enjoying the fruits of your labor. Those of us that pick our number three. That's what I'm really getting. Like you're really enjoying the fruits of your labor. You're enjoying the fruits of what you're creating in the present right now. With creating like a whole nother understanding. Because the Hierophant talks about tradition, breaking norms, breaking cycles, things like that, right? And that's really where you are in the present. Tell me more about the situation for those of us that will pick our number three. Ace of Cups. I see you like. Tell me more about the Ace of Cups. So something here about some sort of stuck energy. There could have been something from the past that maybe you were stuck on in the past. And I feel like you've become unstuck from that. Like you've learned how to let that go. Maybe something that was painful to you in your heart space. Maybe something that did disappoint you to some degree. And you had to fight with it. Six of Cups, for sure. Something from your past. There's something. Tell me more for those of us that pick card number three. What are the messages for card number three? Eight of Pentacles to the Two of Pentacles. So some of you guys have been, hey yo, some of y'all been worried that like, damn, am I gonna be able to? What type of like you're wondering what type of life like you? Those of y'all that pick card number three, it's like you could be independent entrepreneurs, and it's like you're heading to a space where you won't have to work as hard as you work in the present. You're heading towards like a more softer, more easier life. For card number 3, that's what I'm seeing. Tell me more for card number 3. Yeah. Because some of you guys, like, I feel like you work really, really hard. And your resurrection has, like, because you listen and you're so obedient to spirit, it's like spirit is giving you a opportunity or some sort of gift here, you know, out of having to live this hard life, you know, where you've always felt like it was hard or it was difficult, you know, taking this out of that equation for you on some real shit. Yeah, that's the truth. King of Swords. Also in the future, you're gonna be like really the type that's gonna stand on truth. That's what I feel like. It doesn't matter what you're breaking the cycles to, because you're gonna be standing on truth in the future. You're gonna be standing on truth. And so long as you're standing on truth, whatever that truth is for you, um, it always you're always right, basically. You know what I'm saying? Because as long as that's your truth and you can stand behind it and support it 100%, right? That's your truth unequivocally, you know, and you get to have a lot of freedom when it comes to that. And again, that's because if you listen to your spirit, you know, your spirit's guiding you to do something right now. And I feel like that's really to change the way that people think, the way that people view things, the way that people see things, the way that people used to experience things. Like you're giving people a new variety at this time. You're giving people new options. And so as you're changing your mind, you're teaching others how to learn how to unlearn and relearn. And you're teaching. You could definitely be, those of us that pick part number 3, you could definitely be a teacher of some sort. And I feel like because of that, there's some sort of gift or some sort of something that spirit wants to give to you for your resurrection. This is a gift to you. I just need you to know that. Your first 2 cards was the Sun and the Hierophant. Like it's like you're getting a divine gift and material, something here that tangible that you can touch, right? On the earth plane. So this is going to be really nice. And the 10 of Pentacles speaks nothing but abundance and your spiritual abundance. You can't get your spiritual abundance until you do a certain set of work. And that's what this 8 of Pentacles was all about. Reaping the rewards now. Okay, so your resurrection is all about you reaping major rewards. Okay, for those of us that pick our number 3, I need y'all to know that. Let me see if there's anything else here, Holy Spirit, as it relates to card number 3. Got the messages for card number 3. Okay. So we got out the 10 of Swords, the 2 of Swords, and the 4 of Wands. Some of y'all might be making decisions like, where do I move? Some of y'all are going to get ready to move like out of state. You're moving out of your state. You're moving out of whatever country or whatever place, or you're moving. Okay. And this is a big choice because some of you guys are leaving behind family, a lot of family that you become used to. But you can't grow in that small town. You can't grow in that small place. Your resurrection is expanding you to bigger territory. Okay. So for those of us that pick card number 3, get ready for some possible travel for some of us here, okay? On some real ish, like, and this is going to be long term, for the long term. So you'll be, wherever you're moving, it's like you're going to be staying there long term. This could be you buying a house or, something that's like major, right? In the future, right? If that's not already in your present, okay? Energy. So that's what I got for card number 3. Y'all let me know how y'all like these messages down below. and I will be back for the next one. Peace.